Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. Welcome to the Undiagnosis, where we don't legally diagnose you here on the podcast, but we are judging and analyzing the relationship you're having, the trends that you're following, and the For You page that you're watching. Today, we are joined with Kristen Benstog, the wonderful, fabulous stylist here in Riverdale, Ogden, Utah area. So we're so happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
I know, it's great. I love
Yay.
it. What are some of the things that we're wanting to talk about mental health in the industry of cosmetology? Because like Jake and I, we kind of produce this program to support hairstylists, barbers, estheticians, because we know that most of your profession, while it is treating, helping people feel great and wonderful, you also get a lot of the shit that they bring, and you get them for hours on end.
Oh, yeah.
We get them for 1 hour. Like clients, we get clients for 1 hour, but like you guys do like the intensive stuff. Like they sit for hours and just talk. And you provide I've been in your chair. You hold such good space for people to be authentically them.
Thank you.
And I'm curious, what do you see in the industry as it pertains to mental health?
My brain just farted, dude.
You're good. Like, do you see,
So sorry.
do you see clients like, only willing to share certain parts? Do you see people that come in, like really wanting you to solve or just vent? Do you see like on the industry side, like people getting more education on how to deal with that? What do you think?
I got it.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm like, I got it.
I'll give you some preps.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Go for it.
Yeah. So when people usually just sit down, I think they get so used to us because we are a little bit more personal.
Yeah.
We're touching people without gloves. And so like automatically they have to trust us.
Yeah.
And like it's weird that we attach like our identity to this waste system on top of our head and we decorate it. But like it's a huge part of their identity and somehow they just unload everything with us. So I mean, I've definitely had situations where people will admit fidelity in my chair and their constant struggles. A lot of things that are going on in their life, like divorce. Obviously, we get some good stuff too, but those heavy moments are really big in our chair, and we only get that like filtered version. So
Yeah.
that's something that definitely you see with clients
Yeah.
on our end. So
Is it hard for you to keep a straight face with some of that? Or do you feel like you can be, like, as clinicians,
Yeah.
we kind of have to have we do insert some of our personality, but with some things, in order for us to maintain the space therapeutically, we have to kind of reserve some of our own reactions. But I'm curious for you.
Do you need a poker face?
Oh, no. No, literally like, whoa, what? What did he do?
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I actually just had somebody come in and told me about their divorce and they were like, I'll tell you when I'm ready. I was like, that's cool. But then she kind of like would give me like little nuggets. And then I was
Yeah.
like, I'm so excited whenever you're ready to tell me because I get to listen and don't judge, you know? So
Yeah.
I'm definitely like, okay.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
anxiously waiting for part 2.
Yes,
Yeah.
literally. No poker faces in the industry. We get to be like,
Yeah.
he did what?
Yeah. Well, because I think that's what makes being in the industry that you're in so unique, as like a parallel to what we do sometimes, is that you get to be unfiltered, whereas we have to be very conscientious of how we lead clients into like healing and processing, whereas you get to kind of like buddy up and partner up with them in a way that like we just can't. Like we always say we're doing this with you, but there is some parameters around how we can do that with you in the room. And for you, yeah, what's that like? You get to just...
We just get to, I think you just get to be that, you get to allow that space for them to like be, I guess, unfiltered. But that's interesting that you bring that up because like, I mean, I've sat in a therapist's chair and been like afraid to share those things, but dang, like you sit in, I mean, I've had my students do my chair, like not my chair, do my hair.
Yeah.
And I've like unloaded some things with them and I was like, nope, I can't talk about this. Like, so I don't know. It's like the
Yeah.
magic of the chair that happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, maybe we've created that culture of like sitting, having people just sit in the chair and like they're so used to venting with us.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a generational thing. I don't know, but
Yeah. Generational
I don't
thing.
know.
Yeah.
Generational trauma that we should probably break. I don't know.
Who brought her in?
I wonder what it would be like if we could do therapy through a mirror.
Right?
That would be different, I
That would be
think,
different.
because it offers another layer of separation
Mm-hmm.
that we
Ooh.
don't get because we're looking at
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at a reflection of you, right? So I think that might feel a little safer.
That's true. Because, like, I mean, you know, there's a lot of habits that happen behind the chair when we're a stylist. And I've noticed myself doing it where I'll consult with somebody
Mhm.
behind them and then I'll start talking to myself in the mirror.
Mhm.
And maybe
Maybe.
the clients are talking to themselves.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In a way,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
because they're probably, I need to watch my clients' eyes when they talk to me.
Are they talking to themselves?
I might be talking to myself a little bit in the mirror.
And you said you use
Yeah.
that eye contact very intentionally.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little more about that?
Just when I'm doing a consult with a client, like, you know, especially with a newer client, but I do it with every client. I like to sit in front of them before we begin. It
Okay.
builds like a layer of trust.
So
And
face to
also,
face.
yeah, face to
Okay.
face. And also, like, I just suck at eye contact, 100%. Like, it's been a struggle for me ever since I was a kid. So for me to actually force myself to give them eye contact, and it
Mhm.
forces me to like listen to them so that they feel listened to and seen and
Yeah.
heard. I'm sure you guys probably do that too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But then, you know, once I can kind of see that their body relaxes, they can like kind of, I don't know, like you just see like everything just go like in the chair,
Mhm.
and you can just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna get into your hair now and we're gonna see what I need to be doing. Like maybe that's where that shift happens and they can be like,
Yeah.
now I can just
Yeah.
tell them everything.
Absolutely.
But
We
now
look
I'm
for
like,
that.
dang, I didn't even think about it as a mirror. Like it's a
Yeah.
literal mirror, not just a metaphorical mirror.
Yeah.
You guys are the metaphorical mirror. Get a mirror.
Yeah. There's therapy right there. Mirror
Yeah.
therapy.
Mirror therapy.
Look into that.
It's a Carl
Mm.
Jung thing. It said stare at yourself in the mirror for 2 hours.
Of course he's gonna
What?
bring in Young.
Just straight.
Of course he
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
What is that?
You like, I don't know. We take away the judgment from ourselves when we stare at ourselves in the mirror for like 2 hours straight.
Well, and
That
they're
was
in
like a
my chair for
therapy.
3 hours.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
For real.
and it changes the way you view yourself, and you're doing that literally too. So that's I
Oh
don't know.
my
Interesting.
gosh.
So
Of
interesting.
course, I brought up Carl
Of
Jung.
course he brought up Carl Jung, the big red book.
She's been reading Nietzsche lately too. Actually,
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I did not know that was a thing. I'm actually like intrigued. Tell me more.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think too, like the mirror part, and then for us, we sit facing them,
Uh-huh.
and you get to sit either next to them, behind them, and I think that also creates a unique type of oneness. I sometimes wonder what the dynamic is. You know, I have clients that are grieving losses or going through something really hard, and sometimes I want to sit on the couch with them and
Mhm.
just hold their hand. And I've been known to do that once or twice with like really hard things where they don't need words, they just need someone next to them, and I can provide that. But I think there's also a level of comfort when we're like discussing and just kind of purging, that someone's not there trying to like fix it, analyze it, process it with you. Like that's not necessarily what you're going in and doing. You're just like there with them
Yeah.
as they're sharing. And I think there's something really powerful to just being with someone when they're processing versus like we're trying to like do a job with what
Right.
they're processing, and you're just like
Holding space.
holding space,
Yeah.
which is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah. Like I just think there's such an honorable thing about people in the industry that you're in, that they get to hold that kind of space for people emotionally and with such fragile like intensity. Like I think it's just really amazing what you guys do. So thanks for doing it.
Thanks for doing what you do too, because we need therapists too.
Sometime. Right? Like, and that's the other thing that I'm curious about is like being in the industry for as long as you've been in the industry, like you've seen all the different shifts, the trends, the education, all the movement that comes with that industry over the last, 10, 15, 20?
Almost 20 years.
20 years.
19 years.
But like, I think it's so cool that you've kind of been able to see like the different transitions. And I'm curious, what is the industry missing in helping like stylists be able to support in that way, like holding space? Is there any education that you guys get?
No, unfortunately we don't, because we are ran by like state-run things. A lot of politics get wrapped up into that, because like right now the industry is actually, in Utah at least, we're going through an hour change. So when I first went about 19 years ago, I had to get 2,000 hours. Currently it's at 1,600, and as of January 1st, we're going down to 1,250.
Oh, wow.
So they are actually just teaching you like the basics to get you licensed, which include like, I mean, they're treating it as a, I don't know what the word is, but it's like when you're like a workforce job, I guess. Is that right? Like, it's funny because I work for a technical college and I'm like, is it just a tech job? But they're teaching you OSHA standards and like cleanliness standards, and we're also teaching you this technical ability, which is great. But unfortunately, there are things that do fall through the cracks, like mental health and taking care of that. Entrepreneurship's one.
Yeah.
And I mean, on top of like all the other things that I've seen, like from 2007 or 2006 even to current day, you know, we have other things that we have to build our business that I didn't even have to deal with. Like we have Instagram, and I see these young girls go into the industry and they're really like struggling with imposter syndrome and comparison that nobody tells you really. I mean, we don't get that even in our regular education system, let alone this technical system. But we're also taught to advertise on this and market ourselves. And I don't know, it just kind of gets a little draining to have like that stuff. I mean, obviously we have our client stuff too, but there's definitely a shift that's happened where it's almost like we've been better at compartmentalizing our client stuff because it's not happening to us. But the things that happen to us are imposter syndrome, are things that are related to comparison. I mean, the girls that are in school, and I'm like, they can't even enjoy being a beginner at a new craft. They want to be perfect and Amazon Prime about it. You know, they're like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm like, well, you're not supposed to be. You're at school. Like,
there's a reason.
So, I mean, I kind of just went on a big tangent and kind of forgot exactly what you're asking.
No, that answered our question.
Good.
Absolutely. That answered our question.
But
so you see them being able to compartmentalize a little bit better the client load that comes in, and instead what's kind of overwhelming right now you're noticing is just trying to keep up with like the hairstylist next to you or down the block from you kind of thing. Yeah. Is like it's kind of become more competitive that way. Yeah. 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 That's hard because I would imagine you listen to people all day and all the hard stuff, and you get to a point where mentally you can have that capacity, and then it's like, well, where's the space for me now? Literally. To just exist and be me authentically and it not be judged, and whatever I put out there is not taken as like a yay or a nay necessarily. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like literally it. It's like we, you know, maybe when Instagram first came around, we had, you know, that space where we could just show up. And I think people get so wrapped up in the game of Instagram and like social media and like there's so many, well, not so many, but there are competitions out there. And then, oh, well, my work's not as good as Linda's in, you know, Washington, D.C. on the other side of the country, you know? And it's like, but we kind of forget that our clients are also there to pay us and we're there to hold that space for them. And that's what really like the magic happens is like, I mean, we kind of tell people that 80% of what you do has nothing to do with your technical ability. And it's kind of true. Like you can be the best hairstylist, but if I can't hold a good space for you, like, are you really going to, if I was like, Mel, you need to stop complaining in my chair. Like, I'm pretty sure you would
Stop
never choose
talking.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like holding that space is really important. But I think that almost like the industry attracts those people that hold those spaces naturally.
Yeah.
The people that don't do that, they naturally kind of weed themselves out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Which is, I think,
So interesting.
kind of interesting how, and I think that's true for clinicians. We're really good at holding space for other people, but to hold space for ourselves, to accept ourselves, to not compare ourselves, to not feel like we're out of our depth, even, 5,
Damn,
10,
you're reading me too.
20 years. Yeah. You're like that's like a real thing that people go through. I would imagine almost all industries, but as we're talking about just our own, like that definitely comes up a lot. I think, we talk to clients about not comparing themselves to an Instagram post because everyone just like you literally get to curate what you show. And when you're doing it for a business, it's not just my life, it's also my livelihood.
Yeah.
And how I get clients and how I get seen and how I get like represented in the industry. And I could see how, especially as a beginner, you're feeling like I'm 10 years behind everyone else.
Yeah.
And that can be really difficult. And I think sometimes, like for clients and even for myself, I try to remind myself, like, people who have been doing this for years, that get some of that notoriety, that get some of that notice, that get some of that, they've been doing it for so long. It's not that I have to bridge this gap. It's just that this part is my time. And this is part of me and what I choose to show. And the people who connect with it are genuinely the people that resonate with me. And I don't have to resonate with tens of thousands of people. I have to resonate with those few. I think we often talk about like people want to change the world with what they do. And it's like, I don't want to necessarily change the world. I just hope that I can be a part of someone's.
Oh, I love that.
In like a really positive way.
Yeah.
And if that means that, what I post only reached 5 people, I hope the 5 people it reached really meant something to, not out of comparison, not out of I'm better, just that they got something meaningful out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's like something that is lacking 100% in our industry with that is like getting like that, like you said, like that space to just kind of exist and just be and remind ourselves that that's the point, right? The point is our clients. It's not really how many followers I have. I've kind of even gone through this myself just recently where it was like I kind of would post and be like, God, I hope a brand would see me or reach out to me. And it's gotten to a point where I'm just like, I mean, I know who pays my bills. Yeah. And I would love, not knocking that, I would love a brand to see it. And I would love some of that recognition and getting paid for that, to profit off of that. But at the end of the day, like, I also don't know if I want that kind of hustle in my life. Yeah. And that does take a lot of hustle. It's not just a brand seeing you. It's literally like you're working towards that. You're being persistent on those things. And that's the stuff that we don't get to see behind the scenes on like Instagram and whatnot. And, like people that are really big influencers, they're paid to create those types of content. And sometimes it's not even that good of content. Sometimes it's not even good hair. Like sometimes it's just like, it's a basic thing that we learned at hair school that, not saying that it wasn't amazing, it's more so like maybe you needed that reminder. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that that's something that needs to be communicated a little bit more with the industry is like, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up and hold that space. Maybe not in the same way you would. Yeah. Because obviously you guys are profiting more off of that and I'm profiting off of decorating self-image, But like, I don't know, like there's got to be some balance in that. And I wish that schools had that a little bit more, but where's the time to put that into? Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Recently Jake went and did a presentation, an educational piece at Davis Tech.
Yeah. I wasn't there though.
It was fun. Yeah. Talking to aspiring beauticians. That's the right term.
Cosmetologists, hairstylists.
Just kind of how to maintain a lot of their own boundaries
Mm-hmm.
and self-care.
Oh,
So,
boundaries.
I mean, boundaries are hard. Like we get training like out the ass about boundaries, and there's all these repercussions, and you lose your license, and there's all these things. None of that exists for you,
No.
right?
No.
I've had clients who were in the industry who are, befriending some of their clients and paying their bills now, and like it can get really, I don't
Oh
know,
my
it's hard to,
gosh.
because you guys are kind of in this unique position to be
Mhm.
really intimate with people and understand things, and being in the industry that you're already in, there's this gentleness, there's this caretaking aspect of what you guys do.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's got to be hard when you've got a client that's just struggling and you just want to help.
Yeah.
But where do you draw the line?
Oh,
Mhm.
totally. Boundaries are so important. Like, we all suck. We're all people pleasers. You said it really nicely, but we're all people pleasers. Let's be real. Like, and we want, like, to, we hear those personal stories with our clients, and we want to help them because we're
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
always like, it's that, I don't know, it's that gravitational, like, pull that's pulling every single people pleaser into that industry. And we
Yeah.
want to make sure that everything feels right. Kind of like Mel was saying, like, we want to change that world, the world, but we have to also take care of ourselves. And
Mhm.
I think boundaries are something that, you just have to learn as a person as you
Mhm.
go, and in entrepreneurship, because, like, I mean, I've had clients that are like wanting me to do their hair on the day off, and I have said yes. And,
Right.
then I ended up presenting myself, and
Mhm.
you have to have a lot of grit to stay in this industry for 20 years,
Yeah.
100%. Like,
Yeah.
you have to be like, this is a business at the end of the day. And
Mhm.
as much as I love this person, there
Mhm.
is a point where you do have to start to almost like not disassociate, but like detach yourself from
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
person and
Yeah.
being like, I love you, I'm here for you, and I want to hold this space for you. But at the same time, this is a business, and this is how I put food on
Mhm.
my table.
Mhm.
And it's really hard for some of us to do that. Like, even with price increases, I've struggled and been like, like, I want my clients to be able to afford me because I love my clients,
Yeah.
and I don't want to lose them. But at the same time, you have to be like, well, I'm hating my job, and
Mhm.
I don't want to come in for any less than X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's really important. Boundaries are probably the beginning portion of that,
Mhm.
Yeah.
on top of, like, there's having like a business structure in your mind of like what hours are appropriate.
Right.
Mhm.
Like, I definitely have clients that do text me in the middle of the night. And I don't mind if they do. I just have to have that boundary of, don't expect me to to text you back
Yeah.
until 9 o'clock in the morning
Yeah.
Mhm.
Business
when it's
hours.
business hours,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I have had to like turn my phone off, or not
Mhm.
my phone off, but at least notifications off
Yeah.
of. I use Google Voice as my business line. And so
Nice.
I'm like, that notification is off at 7 o'clock at night.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Could be 5, but I think that that's something that, doesn't get communicated, because that's still culturally a thing where people are like, oh, well, she's my stylist, she'll understand. And then
Mhm.
Right.
a lot of stylists are trying to push more boundaries. So
Mhm.
it's also trying to find that balance of like, at least for me, my friends do like, what is it called? Like a cancellation fee, like you guys would do a
Yeah.
Mhm.
cancellation fee, right?
Mhm.
And sometimes it's 100% of that service, but there are times that I'm sure you guys even waive your fees.
Mhm.
Like, somebody got in a car accident,
Yeah.
somebody's husband had a heart attack,
Yeah.
and it's balancing that, like, am I going to punish them for something that was out of control,
Right.
Mhm.
or, and how can I enforce this boundary
Yeah.
that will keep my business afloat?
And I think
Yeah.
it's getting over the idea that it's a punishment.
Yeah.
It's a
Like, oh, it's
punishment to
not a
charge this
punishment.
fee.
Right,
I feel
right.
that way too sometimes.
Oh,
I do. It's like that
amen.
was hard for
Get out of
me
here with your don't therapize me, Jake.
Sorry.
But that goes against
It's
the
true,
people
though.
pleasing tendencies
Yeah.
of like, because I do think there's a level of that even in our profession where we want to provide a really safe and quality space for people. And sometimes people will try to push those professional boundaries that we have.
Mhm.
And like cancellation fees are a great way of like giving an example of that. And I always tell people it's like, I'm not doing it to you. It's this is a business. And as much as we're sharing and being emotional and we have that type of formed attachment it's still based in an ethical and professional setting. It's no longer, I'm not in your home. I'm not going home with you. I'm not in a relationship with you that extends beyond this office room door, right? It's like, I understand that those things can be problematic or painful, but also not paying my bills is problematic and painful. And I have to go to work just like you have to go to work. And if you don't show up to work, you don't get paid. Well, if you're not here, then I don't get paid. So there's kind of like that conversation that we have to have, but it's an uncomfortable conversation for sure.
Yeah.
Because we want to let them know that we support and we care, but we also need to provide meaningful life for our families.
Right.
We're not doing it to you, I promise. We're just trying to make a living.
We're doing it for us, not to you, for me. I'm doing it for me.
Yeah. I'm doing it because, well, and also that if I'm offering quality service that you would pay for anyways, and you're canceling on me, that quality service still exists. You're just not taking the opportunity to have it. And emergencies, sometimes we can make exceptions for, but overall, if it's a scheduling issue, I offer a quality service and I'm offering you an hour to take advantage of that quality service that I've only honed out for you. So if you can't make it, that's not my fault, kind of thing. Yeah.
I probably do need to stop looking as a punishment. But,
it's not a punishment. It's a living.
It's a living. I know. I actually am very, 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 very lucky to have the clients I have. I don't get very many of those. But,
absolutely.
And honestly, if I have people that no show me, my boundary instead of punishment, my boundary is I just don't do business with them because it's I know myself and I know I'd resent them. So that's just me. But sometimes, there's just things that come up and most of the time, or not most of the time, but sometimes you're like, well, that's okay. It happens,
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't have very many people that abuse that. So I think that's, I've been really blessed and lucky to not have people that do that. But I do have friends that have had some pretty intense stories. So
for sure. Yeah, for sure. Can only imagine.
Yeah.
Well, as an educator, you mentioned you are helping people and get their license and perfecting their craft. And I'm curious, is there any meaningful advice that you find yourself giving to these beginners, to these students?
I think my biggest advice is that just to let them be students. It's kind of interesting because you get people that come in with these crazy demands and they want this fast, cheap, and good hair. And this is like a tattoo thing where they're like, you can have a fast tattoo, a cheap tattoo, or a good tattoo, but you can't have all three. You have like a form of two of them.
Yeah.
But I always tell those girls, it's okay. This is the place to mess up. But we also have to we're putting our licenses as teachers on the line for those students too. So we do have to make sure that they're still safe.
Yeah.
But more so I just want I try to communicate that it's okay. You're not perfect. You don't need to be perfect here. You just need to try it. You need to get some audacity.
Yeah.
Because that's the hard part in the technical aspect is audacity, getting brave enough to push a boundary of a hair. Sometimes the girls will get in I sat in a chair just recently and got my roots done by one of the girls and I was like, you can fry my hair, you can overlap this, I'll just shave it. And that's the types of clients that they need to make that mistake. They need that safe space to make that mistake. And I don't know if that's something that Utah can do or the licensing things can do. I don't have hope, but you can edit that out if you want. I don't have hope with that one, but I think that they just need to be okay being imperfect.
Yeah.
And showing up imperfect. And I don't know, maybe that's something that needs to show up differently on social medias. We really do need to be more embracing authenticity and being okay and showing that even 20 years in the industry, you're going to mess up. I do it all. I don't do it all the time, but I do it all the time. So.
But like we're human all the time.
We're human. Yeah.
We're human every day
Yeah.
in every way that we show up.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense that even in our craft, no matter how much experience we have and how good we are at it, we're still human.
Yeah.
And things still happen.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to be a robot. And luckily, I don't think that's going to happen in my career or my lifetime where, a robot's going to take over my job.
Yeah.
You know.
We, on the other hand.
I know.
Dang,
Stupid
chat
GPT.
Gosh, dang it. If I get one more person coming in and telling me about chat GPT,
I do not tell my therapist that at all. I do.
I bet you
I
do.
Talk to Alyssa about it.
I would never break that. Any final thoughts? I've taken up a lot of the questions.
No, you're good. I think that idea of just encouraging new people to be brave and be genuine and be authentic. I think that same concept applies to our clients and us, and I don't think that just applies to hair. So good job.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're fans of you. So
I'm always fans of you guys.
I just, from me to you, like, I really appreciate how you make the women in my life beautiful. So,
well, I love all the women in your life
beautiful,
beautiful. They are. They're amazing. Honestly, like
so.
I love Mel. Your girls, all of them,
Aww.
just amazing human beings. They're just fun to have in my chair and
thank you.
Chit chat. They get a
They
brighten my day at the end
They
of
give
the
you the
day.
lore.
They give me the lore. They give me like that reality TV, like dopamine. You know what I mean? Like that's literally, I think that's why a lot of us, we love drama, but also we don't want to be the drama. But it's funny.
I'll watch the drama.
Heck
Heck yeah. I'll watch that's what I tell people all day. I'll watch the drama. I just don't want to be in it.
No, never.
Don't put me in it. I'll watch it though.
Oh, and I'll be like, oh my God, why are you doing that? And I get to do that in real life.
Yeah.
Where you guys get to just kind of be like,
tell me how that made you feel.
How does that make you feel? Tell me more.
Tell me more.
Yeah. And I get to be like, oh my God, what an asshole. Can I say asshole?
Which makes them tell you more. So
yeah. What
Probably.
I love is how it translates. Like your thing is, oh my God, fucking tell me more. That's amazing. And my thing is like, interesting. Keep going.
Yes. You have to have that mask, right?
Interesting. So any clients, if you hear interesting, that's what that's what I mean.
She wants more.
I want more.
Tell her more.
Or it's a damn.
Yeah. I don't do that. Do you do that?
For interesting?
In his mind.
As a damn?
You say damn?
No. I
in
say
his mind,
interesting.
he says
that's
damn.
Really instead of damn. In my head, I'm like, holy shit. And really,
We're like,
that's interesting.
holy shit.
Interesting.
They did what? And I
what
can literally just be like, whoa.
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm probably going to take up more time, but
You're good.
you guys just reminded me of this funny story that I have with this lady, and I'm going to try and like cover up names just so like I'm not gonna tell her name, but I can talk about this lady's name. And she was like, I have got to tell you about this lady at my work. And she just kind of spilled some tea. And I was like, we fucking hate Janice. I'm gonna make t-shirts. We're gonna make buttons.
Yeah.
Fuck Janice.
Janice.
Fuck Janice. We don't like Janice. But yeah,
I have no idea who Janice is.
I don't know who Janice is,
but I feel that way.
Her. I do not like her. She ruined your life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on your team.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That just reminded me of that. It just popped up when you were saying that. And I was like, oh my God. I get to literally just say, fuck her.
Yeah.
And you guys have to be
we
like.
don't get to do that.
We get to say, that sounds really disappointing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like that really hurt.
How do you want to manage that?
Yeah. Do we need to go deeper into that? And
what is that saying to you?
Come from?
How are you hearing that?
I can get to a point with certain clients when they hit that point, I can be like, nah, fuck you. That's
I
can do that.
I can
do that to them.
When they
that's,
do
I
it.
guess,
Yeah.
the difference.
Yeah.
I love that though.
Yeah, if you said that to a client in your chair, you're like, fuck you, that's not right. They'd be like, what?
I don't think I would do that actually as a stylist. I'd be like, he sounds like a dick.
Yeah.
You should fucking leave him, and you guys have to call them more on their shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have to be like, yeah, no, like.
You have to be in alliance where we get to decide when to be in alliance and when to challenge. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
because I definitely have noticed that when going to therapy, she'll be like, so what did you do in that? And I'm like,
Nothing.
First of all, whose team are you on?
yeah, who pays you?
You do, which is why we're doing this, which is
like,
why I'm
excuse
saying
me,
what I'm saying.
No. I did not just disassociate from that conversation. I did not walk away from that conversation. I did.
Yeah. As my kids would say, I'm just a baby.
I'm just a baby.
Yeah. Fuck you are. Thank you so much for being here and giving us some insight into your world, into the industry. We are so grateful to you and the other stylists, cosmetologists, estheticians, barbers, everyone out there who has to hold space for people and help them feel beautiful and amazing. It's such a duality in the art that you guys have. And so I just really appreciate you guys. So thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for being you guys. Honestly, we need you guys too. So
yeah. Thank you so much.